It's your girl DeeDee, and welcome back to the channel. So I am back with another reaction video, you guys. Now this video is so funny to me. This is hilarious, the soft guy era. Now listen, we've heard about the soft girl era. Women talk about this all the time. They're in this soft girl era. They want to be soft. They want to be submissive now. They want to be all these things. And so now men have taken this and they put a spin on it. And a lot of these women are mad, baby. They do not like it. And yeah, I am here for it. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this and we're gonna talk about it because I thought this was very interesting.
We done with the whole masculine provider male era. We're in our soft guy era, okay? Drizzle. Listen, I don't know who need to hear this, but until that woman asks you to be her husband, you don't have to do husband-like things. Stop giving these women husband advantages and amenities, and you're still a boyfriend. Until that ring is on your finger, you shouldn't be doing anything. Period. Drizzle. Like, y'all be so caught up on getting with Dusties and all that. You need to start going after their moms. See, I know a lot of y'all think that older women may not be that much attractive or whatever the case may be, but there's a lot of good looking older women. And I feel like you guys can deal with these older women who's going to take care of you and treat you like a king that you are. Drizzle. Now, there's a point where as a man in your soft guy era, you shouldn't be pumping your own gas. You shouldn't be cleaning out your car. You shouldn't be having to change your tires. You shouldn't be having to have to put air in your tires. You shouldn't have to mow the grass. That's all the responsibilities of your woman.
The women are getting mad behind this because they're listening to it and they don't like how it sounds. So you just got to imagine when all of these women are out here talking like this and saying these things, the exact same thing that women have been saying, these men have put a spin on it. And now women are mad. So you get mad, and even the guy talked about how his page got flagged because women are really pissed about what they're saying. So you got to think about it. If y'all are mad by these men just joking, really, because it sounds like they're saying it's comedy. It's reflecting what y'all are giving. So you hear women say this all the time. We don't need to give wife privileges as a girlfriend. I don't need to show you anything. I don't need to do anything until you put a ring on my finger. So you don't have to show or represent who you are to a man until he marries you. And then all of a sudden, whatever is there, assuming that it's good stuff, is going to come out once he marry you. That's crazy. And so this is all that they're doing. They're giving the same thing that these women are giving to them. They're giving it back and they don't like it because it doesn't sound right. So that would be the time to just reflect on what you're saying and what you're believing, and this whole sprinkle thing. And he just switched it up with the drizzle, and they're giving you a dose of your own medicine. This is what women are saying they want. Now men are saying that now y'all they mad and want to take it personal. But this is how crazy that sounds. You don't want to do anything for a man but you expect him to do everything for you. You want him to show up and prove who he is, but you don't want to show and prove who you are. That's crazy.
The moment you become a husband, then things change. But until then, that woman should be taking care of everything. And you shouldn't be showing her no reason on why she should stick with you for the rest of her life, and in hopes that she makes you her husband. Drizzle. You need to stop giving out so much to these women. Like, y'all giving up the dookie quick as hell, and y'all dropping it off, and these women are not appreciating it. I think you need to hold out, even if you had sex with 100, 200 women. You need to hold out and make that woman wait until she shows you that she's capable and that she's loving enough for you to give your body to her. Because at the end of the day, it's all about us. It's all about us. We just want our equal rights as men. So, drizzle.
Like, if you broke, just say that. See, well, what I realized from these reactions, like, a lot of women just can't afford me. Nor are they tall enough. If you're not 6 feet or above, you have no chance with me. If you don't make 6 figures, you don't stand a chance. And it's like, for real, like, if y'all broke, just say that. If y'all can't take care of a man, why even try to waste your time talking to him? You're broke. You don't make 6 figures. You can't afford me. How are you going to pay for my haircut every 2 weeks? How are you? You can't afford me. You see the barber prices? You can't afford it. If you're a woman and you're not above 6 feet, you don't make 6 figures, we're done. There's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to talk about. Go to work, go get your bag up, and then we can conversate.
Baby, let me pause one more time. Shout out to these brothers, because something has to be done. You can try to tell a person nicely and show them the errors of their ways. You can try to get through to folks and just show them, hey, maybe you shouldn't take this approach. Maybe you should try this. Maybe you shouldn't do this. Maybe this is a little bit unrealistic. Maybe, but you have to have standards and values and morals. You should, but you got to know where you're crossing the line, where it's getting beyond just having values and standards that you expect from a person versus something that's totally unrealistic. And I think this just shows that. And for the women who got angry about it, it just shows you that how this sounds. Now you get to see what men have been experiencing, while all of these women are out here saying you need to make $100,000 a month. You need to be 6 feet tall. Any man less than that is obsolete. You got to have a 6-pack ab. You got to be this. You got to be that. You got to be that. You got to be all these things. And then when you ask them things about themselves and what they bring to the table, they say they're the table. And they have some of them 2, 3 baby daddies, and they've already established their lives and they're doing their own thing. They don't really have time or bring much or offer much to a man. But you want this man to have all of these things. It's unrealistic. If women had to measure up to what they're saying, a lot of them wouldn't measure up. So you're disqualifying a whole group of men based on superficial, unrealistic things. It just doesn't make any sense. And these are supposed to be grown, educated women. You don't realize that you're isolating yourself. Either you're just lost in the sauce, or you really don't want committed relationships. So either you're afraid, and so you're putting the bar or setting the bar so high so that nobody would ever meet it, because you're afraid of actually having a real relationship. That could be it. Or these women are just unrealistic and just delusional and think that they're going to get all of these things. And that's just never happening. So, I thought it was very interesting that the women are getting upset by this, because it shows you how dumb it sounds and how you need to reevaluate what you're saying and look at it and realize that this doesn't make any sense. When this happens, it ought to slap you in the face and wake you up and make you realize, dang, this how we sound? If this sounds crazy to you and you mad about it, then that's just how y'all sound.
I need this quickly, goody. We need this drop, because it's funny. I just entered my soft guy era, and a shorty on TikTok with over 1 million followers just got on my DM talking about, I'm going to be in Chicago in 3 weeks. Eyeball emoji. I told her, have fun with the peace sign. When you come to my DM, you got to come correct. Did you think you were going to hit me with, I'm in your city, and that was going to work on me? Be for real. She doubled down. She said, well, you post all these nice spots in Chicago. I was thinking that we can go to one when I get there. I said, you know what? That's fine. Just make sure that credit card isn't maxed out or that debit card has money on it, because I'm expensive. She said, wait a minute, you're expecting me to pay? I said, you got in my DM. You must like what you see. So come correct. I'm expensive. I like steak dinners. And once you pull up to Chicago, I need an Uber ordered to the restaurant. We're in our soft guy era. I need this quickly, especially for this date I'm about to go on.
All I'm gonna say is, look, shout out to the fellas who decided to do this, because I thought this was hilarious when I first saw it. If women can be in their soft girl era, then men can be in their soft guy era. And I know that this is satire. It's a joke. It's comedy, but at the same time, it's very realistic as to how women speak about men. They're projecting the very same thing that women say towards men and the things that they're expecting. And when you hear the men saying it back, it just sounds crazy to them. It sounds crazy to all of us. And because you see that it's unrealistic. And if you don't see that, then something's definitely wrong with you. The expectations and what they're saying. Because see, if men were really feeling like this and really wanted women to do this, these women would be pissed. They would be mad, because you know that you wouldn't want to do it. If you know you don't want to do it, why are you expecting the men to do it? Just ask yourself that. These men have no obligation to you. They're trying to get to know you. They don't know you. They're not obligated to pay for anything for you. You're not their relatives, you're not their family. They don't owe you a thing. If a man wants to take you out, sure, he can take you out somewhere and maybe he'll pay for the date or whatever. But the place where he chooses to take you is his choice. It should be his choice because he's paying for it. The same way if you were paying for a date, you would want to go where you want to go because you're paying for it. I don't know who told these women, maybe it's a sprinkle lady who told these women or got into their heads and made them really believe that a man is all about his wallet and how much money he spends on you. And if he ain't willing to spend money on you, oh, forget him. But that's not going to yield you a relationship. That's going to yield that you're just going to be a gold digger. You're just out here to take somebody's money and use them. You're a user and a gold digger. That's not going to make a man want to be with you. He's going to leave you alone because once he finds out that you're only trying to use him, he's going to move on. Nobody wants to be used. And so I always say this to any and everybody, but specifically women who think this way. Listen, think about the things that you don't want done to you and don't do that towards men. If you want a man to treat you right and respect you and treat you a certain way, then you need to do the same thing towards a man. Understand that men are human and they have feelings too, and they don't want to be used and abused and taken advantage of. If you don't want to be taken advantage of, if you don't want somebody to use you or just for what you can provide for them, don't do the things you don't want done to you. And I think this was the perfect example to show women, hey, this is how y'all sound. And it don't sound good when it's being thrown back at you. And they didn't like it, of course. You got mad, of course, because you realize that there's something wrong in this. So if you think there's something wrong in the men saying these things, this is the very same thing that y'all are saying. Stop saying it. This is not the answer. This is not what you should be doing. Change that behavior, figure out what it is that men want, and men figure out what it is that women want. And you guys come together and work together and build together. This idea of finding a man at the finish line and expecting him to pay for everything and do everything is ridiculous. It's insanity, and it's going to leave a lot of people single by themselves for the rest of their lives if you don't shape up or understand what's important in life. But if you want a relationship and something meaningful, you got to bring something to that table, and you can't just claim you're the table. If you're the table, that means you have 4 legs, you're standing on your own. That's an indication that you are by yourself and that you want to be by yourself, not in a relationship. Because a relationship consists of 2 people coming together, building together, not somebody who's the table. The table means you have legs to stand on, you don't need nothing else. We got to get out of this mentality. Especially if you are a woman or a person who's out here and you want companionship, you want a husband, you want marriage, or you want a relationship and you can't find it, maybe it's your mindset. You got to stop letting these people tell you that it's all about money. All a man is good for is money. Just get his money, just get his money. Because these men are woke, as you can see. They hear what you've been saying. They hear what women have been saying, and it's noted in their minds. This is why they're moving the way they're moving. They're not just, playing with these women. They realize the games that y'all been playing, and they're not accepting it. So now that the men are not accepting these games, ladies, you got to stop playing games. You got to get it together and start really trying to figure out how you can work with the man, especially if you want one. So listen, y'all chime in. Let me know what y'all think about this soft guy era. I thought this was hilarious. Y'all let me know what y'all think it is. Definitely chime in the comments and let me know, you guys. Comment, like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.